10 Minutes to Joy is your weekly invitation to reset, recharge, and rediscover your most joyful self through aha moments and simple energy techniques. You're listening to holistic psychotherapist Sylvia Plester-Silk. I've worked with individuals, couples, and groups. From parole officer to private practice, I've learned many lessons, and I'm ready to share. Today, I want to talk to you about the discomfort of speaking up. Perhaps it's the fear of pissing somebody off. Imagine this. I'm lying on a bed in a rented accommodation on top of the covers because the place was too dirty. I've tolerated the first night. My energy field feels bogged down and congested with yuck. And I'm lying on the bed thinking, maybe all I should do is just be quiet and not make enough fuss and suck it up and say a second night. Then I quickly said to myself, enough of that crap. I paid for this place and it's unacceptable. And I took the steps I needed to take to get out of there and go to a lovely, clean hotel where I could enjoy the rest of my vacation. I know that I'm not the only person that struggles with assertiveness. And most of you that know me think I'm an incredibly assertive woman. That week, another friend of mine texted about her struggle to ask her landlord for something. She was absolutely in her rights to request. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Many of us were raised with don't make a big fuss. Oh, it's not that bad. Just minimize. You can get through it. Many of us grew up in homes where when somebody got angry, it just bloody wasn't safe. And so we needed to stuff down what was uncomfortable. And we became super skilled at it. Many of us just don't want to upset the apple cart. So instead, we stuff our emotions, we stuff our discomfort, we swallow down something that is absolutely unacceptable to us, and we tolerate. Does that make us a better person? 100% no. Does it make us more joyful? Absolutely, it doesn't make me joyful. It makes me feel constricted. It makes me feel silenced, even when I'm silencing myself. I guess I was a good student when I was taught as a child to not make a big deal. If you haven't got anything good to say, don't say anything at all. Well, you know what? There are times in our lives when things aren't good enough and we deserve to speak up and be heard and be supported. And for many of us, when we did speak up, we were minimized, told it wasn't that important. I remember as a teen telling my mother that my father was sexually abusing me, and her telling me that's how he showed his love for me. And I quickly told her, then tell him to stop loving me, because it was unacceptable. When will we, as women, as people, learn to say enough's enough and really give ourselves permission to speak up without hesitating? Perhaps we'll do it awkwardly at first, but it's time to stop tolerating what is unacceptable in our world. And there's a lot of unacceptable going on right now. So if we can speak up to the things that we're not okay with in our personal lives, That somehow gives not only ourselves permission to do it, but the next person permission to do it as well. And when we speak up and we say, "This isn't okay, I'm not going to accept this," we honor ourselves, we honor our feelings, we honor everybody in that. Because at some level, the other person that is putting forth something not acceptable knows it. So as we're truthful with them, they can choose whether they want to cope and deal with it or not deal with it. And at the end of the day, we're not shoving our truth down as if it is disposable and unimportant. Because nothing stomps on joy more than pretending you're okay with something that absolutely isn't okay for you. How do we get over this? Silence is good. Not complaining is a positive trait. And I'm not even talking about complaining. I'm just talking about speaking up and saying, "Can I have this? This is unacceptable. I need this." Sometimes it's making a simple request. Other times it's saying, "This isn't okay, and I need some form of retribution, something that compensates for my experience." Know that you're not alone. Know that even I, who's always been accused of having a big mouth, perhaps since I came out of the womb, even struggles at times. So let's speak up. Let's own our own truth, even within ourselves, and say, "No, this isn't okay." Let's honor ourselves and say, "I deserve better," or "I deserve what is mine or what's coming to me. I deserve to make a request." They can refuse or accept. And at least you have then honored yourself. Because when we sit in the silence, we honor no one. We silence ourselves. We shut down our energy. We constrict our energy. And we get very, very small when we do that to ourselves. And I'm not blaming myself. It's certainly a pattern that after this experience, I worked through even more so. I'm honoring myself that it was a struggle and I did it anyway. How can you today honor your own truth in a deeper way without judging it, without minimizing it? Even if the first step is simply just acknowledging it to yourself, that's a good thing too. And then get support. I got support from my husband in that situation. I texted with friends in that situation. I wasn't alone. It wasn't just me. I had support, and that made it easier. When we try to silence ourselves and go all by ourselves, it just simply doesn't work. So let's speak up. Let's get support. Let's hold our truth and speak as we need to speak. I give you permission to give yourself permission to speak up about something that isn't working well for you so that you could have a different result. And if you need to shift that pattern, reach out and we can talk about, if you're in the province of Ontario, Canada, I can help you with that. And if not, there's many other wonderful people that know how to work through patterns and shift us to the other side so that we can speak up and get what is rightfully ours in life. We've shared another 10 minutes of growth together. Remember, joy's a practice, not a destination. Keep moving forward, and I'll be right here with you next Friday. Please share this episode with somebody who's struggling to speak up in their lives. Have a wonderful week.